Welcome to the Red Raider Coaches Show. I'm your host, Shane Ben. I'm here with Coach Cofer. We're going to try to break down a little bit this past week, talk about this week coming, a little prep for this past week as far as the church and stuff. Coach, again, we will start the show with who we had church-wise who got us going this week on Friday morning and Friday night, or Friday afternoon. We'll give a shout out for them.
Yeah, First Baptist and Alma always supplying us with a good breakfast every Friday morning. We sure do appreciate them doing that, and I can't say enough about those guys that get up that early in the morning and do that. Also, 10 Mile Baptist that fed us pregame at 3 o'clock. We try to keep it around the same time right there, and they went out of their way to do that for the kids and for the coaches, and always have good speakers and just good fellowship right there, and we always appreciate what these churches and the community do for us.
All right, Coach, this was, if there was any distractions, I know we've talked about all the other weeks, this week with everything going on with getting the field ready, trying to press everything into 5 days and have that field ready for Friday, and you guys have to work around all the different practices and everything. Did it change your mentality, change the boys? You said earlier, you said you thought y'all had a good practice.
Yeah, I think, no excuses. We don't have any excuses. I thought we had the best week of practice that we've had the whole time. Got after it, flat out after it on offense and defense during the week. We kind of had a little bit of a letdown on that Wednesday, I guess because Monday and Tuesday were so good. Picked it right back up on Thursday, and then the debacle happened on Friday. But sometimes that happens when you're playing a real good team like that, and that's what we want to do. You know, I've said it a million times. I said it years past. I'll say it again now. It helps you come playoff time when you play good teams, and that's what we want to do. We don't play cupcakes, and you know, if you're winning 40 or 50 to nothing, you know that looks good for your record and all that kind of stuff. But is it making you better? Well, if you get something out of it with that 50 or 40 win to nothing, you know, then that's good. But it's going to make us better when you play tougher competition, whether it be single A, 4A, or anything. We've already played two ranked teams in the state as far as a scrimmage with K-Road, and now playing Charlton, who's basically number 2 in the state single A, fixing to play another one. And you know, that's what you want to do, and I think some people kind of shy away from that. Shoot, man, we're going to be all about it. That's what we're going to do. We're going to stay positive with it. It's going to make us better come the end of the year.
Yeah, a lot of folks don't understand that Charlton came in here as number two team in the state, and they had a little chip on their shoulder, wanted to knock off our first game here at the stadium and all the little things that go with that. But Coach, how did we fare as far as physically after the game? We have a lot of
got some beat up kids right now, and that's what you do. We kind of got hit in the mouth, just to be honest with you. Anybody who's sitting in the stands can tell that. You know, we knew their offensive line was nasty, and I used that as a compliment right there. They were nasty when they came. They came in here with a swagger like I want our kids to have, and you know, we've got to get that. But you got to have something good happen. Now, Charlton's coming off a lot of tradition, a lot of history. Coach McCorder does a great job. He and his staff do a great job over there at Charlton, always have. And they just kind of got that little confidence about them. And that's what you got to do. Sometimes even when you're not supposed to win, you got that confidence about you, you're going to do it. And thought they came off the ball and did this. We were, you know, watching the film, we were a play here or there from breaking a run. But we got to get better. You know, no excuses about, well, this is a new offense, well, this is a new defense, and we're doing stuff different, special teams. Well, there's no excuse for that. We've had enough practice time. We're going to get better with time and doing that, but I'm glad we're playing tough people. I really am. I don't like to lose. I hate it. You know, I've already told y'all before, I can't stand losing. It irks me. I take it home with me. It's personal to me. And I kind of like for it to be personal to the kids and other coaches right there, because it's, you know, it's part of life right there. You got to overcome obstacles all the time and adversity, and we got adversity right now. So it depends on how we're going to handle it. Dadgummit, we got another number 2 coming into the home stadium, you know, back to back right here. So we'll get better.
Well, putting football in a little perspective, Coach, Charlton County's running back Friday night breaks his leg, and he's probably done for at least a year, maybe even career-wise. So, it was good to me to see, and I know that people in the bleachers appreciated seeing you and the boys come over the side and pray about it, and to, you know, actually just putting everything where it should be as far as football and personal injury and stuff like that. So that was good to see. Not good to see him get hurt, but to see y'all take the time out to do that. So we do appreciate that, and I know the fans in the stands did too. A little update on him. I know he had surgery over the weekend. Have you heard anything more than he's?
Not anything than that. We're going to have to put pins in his leg. Other than being too graphic about it, it was pretty nasty. I thought the young man handled it very well. I wasn't even paying attention. I was looking down at the play call sheet, and Coach Williams came and told me, Coach, he just broke his ankle, and it was a little bit of high ankle right there, and it looks about as nasty as you could get. And when he went looking at it, he was pretty good. And we had a quick response from the ambulance crew out there too. Dr. Cox on our sideline, Dr. Jason Cox from Alma, and those guys. Dr. Cox is our team doctor. I want to give him a little shout out too. The good thing about Dr. Cox is once he got out there, he was very cool and calm, and that's what you got to be in that kind of situation right there. And I think he calmed down the young man out there. But we don't wish anything bad. We want to play this game, and we want to hit people in the mouth too. But it's not about injuring, or especially like that, and ruining somebody's year or career like that. And we hope that young guy right there is doing well, and he'll come back pretty dang good and strong.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and we'll come right back and break down just a little bit about this Charlton County game, and then we'll start looking forward to Friday night in Benedictine. We'll be right back. All right, Coach. I know you don't want to talk about it. I really don't care to talk about it either. Friday night, we want to win. We didn't. Again, we've number 2 team. We kind of take a lot of things for granted. Where do you think? What was the storyline Friday night?
What I saw was an undisciplined football team. Talking about Bacon County, 17 penalties. I didn't even know that until Saturday morning. And I got told didn't even want to do anything after the game except get home, and try to get some sleep and all that. But I knew that and found that out Saturday morning. Penalties. We during practice, if we make a mistake, they give us 3 up downs. The kids do, and they do it as a team. So if the offense has a motion call, we do that, and they take pride in that. Every once in a while, you'll see that on film. If they drop a pass, they do us 3 push-ups or something like that. Nobody says anything to them. They just do it on their own. And we've been doing great with that, hadn't had a lot of penalties, and it just snowballed. And, I had a complaint that Charlton's kids on the defensive line and linebackers were simulating the set go that we do, the call from the quarterback, and we were moving. And had a couple of kids with less playing experience in there that moved a bunch of times. And it threw them off just a little bit, any kind of noise. We just weren't getting set. We weren't playing disciplined football. We got down early, and then it kind of just, like I said, it kind of snowballed right there. Jumping off sides on defense, moving on offense, not getting set where two people are in motion. We had a screen for about 5 or 6 yards that Wesley Cawthorn got, and we got two people moving at the same time, and that's deep in our end zone. So stuff like that, and what people don't understand is when you do that, it throws off the play calls. It throws off rhythm in the offense. You can't get rhythm. It's with any offense. I don't care if you run the wishbone or do what we do. You have no rhythm in anything if you put yourself in a bad situation, or quarterback drops the ball, or there's a bad snap. We may be in the 2nd and 5, and we do that, and it throws us back into a 3rd and 10. Well, that changes all the kind of play call right there instead of getting into something like 2nd or 3rd and short. But just an undisciplined football team. We got the best kids. I'm not ever going to change about that. Our kids work their tails off. It was surprising to me that all that happened, especially with a high-intensity week of football practice that we had. Highly disappointed. We always tell our kids that we love them after the game, win or lose. We tell them that each day at practice. One more time, we got the best kids in the world. They're going to work their tails off and do what we ask them to do, but we got to go to work. And you find out where you are against the best teams, and we want to be one of those best teams. So you got to compete. As bad as we played in the first half, it was a 14-6 game.
You're also saying as bad as we played, it was only 8-point deficit at halftime.
We talked about that at halftime. We're saying, we're getting our butts kicked, but it's 14-6, and you're telling me that something special couldn't be lurking right now. And we couldn't stop them in some situations. We have them in a 3rd and long, and they throw it up to 17, kind of like what we do to Tron sometimes, except they were coming down with it. We put Tron over there with him too, and sometimes he'd just catch it. It was their night. They were making the plays. We have to get better at what we're throwing the ball, reads, and stuff like that. But like I said, people play us a little bit different. And, we kind of have to find that out on the, during the game. And sometimes it takes us a little while. We're moving the ball, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if it's 4th and short, and I'm going to try to set the tone, and I'm going to make that call. If we don't get that personal foul right there at the beginning of the ball game, we're going for it on that 4th and 1. We want to score. We want to run enough plays to do that, and we have faith in our offense to do that. We get the personal foul right there, and it moves us back. And it's going to be 4th and 1. And it's on our side of the field. We don't care. We want our kids to be confident and stuff like that. And that's what we're trying to get to. But it just put us in bad situations the whole night, offensively and defensively. It did the same thing. And, I can't say enough about some of these kids. There's one play that sticks out in my mind that I'd like to say. I told the kids about it too, is, I mention him all the time, but I can't say enough about Tron Folsom. It's a 3rd down and 9, and Drell throws a pass about 6 yards to Tron. We're just trying to get it up the field a little bit. Tron's got 3 kids on him and breaks 3 tackles. Before he gets pushed out of bounds, he gets the 1st down. And it was just will and effort. That's a winner attitude. That's what we're looking for. Once we get that, and every kid that we got, just that will to win, no matter what, I'm fixing to get this 1st down. No matter what, I'm going to get my guy in front of me. No matter what, I'm going to make this tackle. If we can get to that point right there, and I think that we are, when we get to that point, it's going to be an awesome thing. Like I said, we got some good athletes here. They do it. We just don't have that confidence yet. And it's got to come.
Another highlight, one of the other seniors, Dalton Ullman, finally gets interception, runs one back there a little bit. I know he was excited for that.
Yeah, he actually thought he was going to score. He made a comment about that. Tron almost runs one back. He gets back there. But that's the kind of plays I'm talking about. Dalton did a great job getting back there, and then Tron gets another one, pick, and almost takes it to the house, just trying to score. And that's what we got to have every kid doing, is once we get that ball in our hands, we're looking to score. You need to get to that goal line right now. It's just got to be that kind of effort. So we had glimpses of good things here and there, but we just could never get any rhythm offensively. And when you don't, second week in a row, you leave your defense out there too long, and defense gets winded. We can't do that. Sometimes we're going to have 3 and outs on offense. That's just going to happen with the things that we do. But you sure can score quick if we'll ever get the rhythm and do that. But we got some kids out this week. I don't want to go into too many details about how many. It could be a few from this game and stuff. But, I don't know. We're having to mix some people up right now and change some things offensively and defensively to fit the personnel that we have. So,
on another positive note, I know, again, trying to set aside the game there, but just looking at walking in that stadium for the first time as the kids, the crowd up there, and I have to do kudos for our student section.
Amen.
I was proud of them the whole game. They stood up, coach, and was hollering and screaming for you guys, the band, cheerleaders. I mean, from the stands, seeing all that down there was good. I know the players had to feel that and see that as well.
Well, y'all didn't see it from our vantage point. You might have been down there at pregame, but when you're coming from this building here and you're coming into the stadium and bad to the bones playing and everybody's decked out in black in those home stands, it's huge. And I got chills when you're coming down that dirt path right there and coming into the stadium. It's an awesome sight. And it's nice to have, we made the comment about it last week. That's 2 weeks in a row that we've taken losses now, and those students have been right there.
Yeah.
And, I wanted to say something to them before, and I did when we were in pregame. Just wanted to tell them that I appreciated them for being there. They don't understand the difference that they make. We appreciate the band sitting right over there and playing for us, and then all the fans that stayed till the end right there. We're going to give you something to look forward to. I promise you. We're going to put on a show for you. We're trying to get there. We're going to get better. That's a guarantee from me and the coaching staff right here that we will do that. But we do appreciate y'all being at the games and student section making the signs and the noises and the little cheers that they got too with the cheerleaders. We appreciate those cheerleaders doing that. I heard them the whole night, and then we sometimes we were back to back right there, but they always do a good job.
Well, Coach, we'll take a quick break. Again, let's say just the community as a whole, the pride, everything, the community coming together. It was good to see that on a Friday night around here in Bacon County. We'll take a quick break. We want to thank Miles Auto Sales for their support of the Coaches Show. And we'll be right back right after this quick message. Coach. Friday night, we got another number 2 team in the state, Benedictine. Only losses to GAC, or GCA. GAC, I said it right the first time, sorry. How do you approach that? I mean, what's your mentality? Where are the boys at? I mean, coming off a tough loss, a disappointing loss here at home. You got another home game here. I mean, this is where you're on your money this week to get these guys up.
Yeah.
And you, the coaching staff, I know, have got it. I mean, you're just human. You got to be.
Oh yeah. I won't lie. You know, I said it earlier. I take losses pretty hard, whether you're supposed to win or not. You know, I put a lot of pressure on myself. Always have since I was little. It's kind of hereditary, I guess. Pop did it back in the day too. So, you know, I think the other coaches are handling it probably a little bit better than I did. I had a good day today, really did. Just trying to get them focused back on it's a week-to-week basis. It's a game at a time. It's going to make us better. That's what I said to the kids after the game. I said, this is the heart of our schedule. This is the hardest part. I said, I've never had a bunch of hard games at the beginning. It's kind of always been spread out or maybe towards the end, and you're fighting for that playoff spot. Ours is right now, and this is the first region game right here, so it's tough right there too. But I have all the faith in the world in our kids. I really do. And the coaches, we practice their tails off. They work hard. They deserve everything that they get. I want them to have that. I want them, you know, to see something for that hard work being paid off and stuff like that. But got another tough one in here. Never played Benedictine. Hadn't seen a lot of film on them until this weekend and today. They got a good, disciplined team, offensively, defensively. You know, military school, and that's what you see, but. It reminds me, they're just in different uniforms, reminds me of a 2010 Buford team. It really does. The way they're disciplined, the way they play defense, the way they get in their stance, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, they'll test you and won't put as many in the box right there for you to run the football. But they got athletes everywhere else. They're waiting for you to make a mistake. They'll leave holes right there. And then when you get greedy as an offensive coordinator or a player or a quarterback, you know, they take advantage of it. So they don't think anybody can pick them down the field all the way and be patient enough to do that. You know, we're going to try to do what we do. We're going to still try to run the football. Got to. You know, even there's certain circumstances right there where people will say, well, why are you running the football? Because we have to get better at it for the end of the year to make that playoff run. You know, I tell them after every game, even the past 2 losses right here, we're going to make a run in the playoffs. Mark my word. We're going to make a run at the end of this season. We're going to get in those playoffs, and we're going to do some damage. That's what we want to do. That's the mentality we got to have. But playing these tough teams like this does not do anything but make you better. Wing T offense for Benedictine. They'll throw it around. They got some receivers, a couple of receivers that they can get the ball to. Defensively, you're going to see all kinds of stuff. I don't know that I've seen. You know, Buford did back in the day. 4-3, they still do it today, and then when you get 3rd and long, they go to that 3-4. But they still got, you know, like a cover 4 back, 4 deep. Benedictine does the same thing, except they show a 4-4, 4-3, and a 3-4. So they kind of mix it up, so you're kind of having to work against a lot of different stuff. But I know the situations where they go into a certain defense. So know what to expect if we're in a 3rd and long. We're going to see that 3-4. If we're backed up towards our end zone, they usually go 4-3 right there in a cover 2. When it's normal, right in the middle of the field, first down short, 4-4, 1 safety in the middle of the field. They don't make any, you know, they're just waiting on you to mess up. So it's not anything fancy, just a disciplined football team. You know, I would love for somebody, that's a big compliment, for somebody to say that about my football team right there, is a disciplined football team. And had the pleasure of being called that years back one time, and that just made my day, made my chest bow up just a little bit more. And that's what we want here. And we'll get to that point right there, but Benedictine is probably the king right now on the hill, and we got to knock them off. And we're going to win. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, you're not going to compete. We're going to win. And that's what you got to do each and every week. That's how you get better. So Wing T, you know, offensively, and all those different defenses defensively. So we got our work cut out for us, and but we're going to try to do what we do. And we may be a few players short, but that's how, you know, we're building towards the future too. We're going to have to play some people that hadn't played on Friday night. Ain't no problem with that. We're just going to make us better, builds more depth. get some more experienced people on the field on Friday night. So we're going after it.
Well, I think as far as being a big team, they come here expecting that they're just going to come here and walk over. And if anything, that's our advantage. Nobody expects us in the state of Georgia to beat them Friday night, so we got a little chip on our shoulder. We can if we can come here and prove our point too.
Yeah, and you know, I told you earlier that, you know, play-wise, you know, I threw a lot on them. I did threw a lot on them at the beginning, back in the spring when we started working on this kind of stuff to get them ready for this time. Well, sometimes when you have problems or it's making people move, and 17 penalties kind of proves that in a big game, kind of tail back a little bit more on the playbook. Not as many emotions, so the quarterback doesn't have to think as much. We just want to go. We want them to play without thinking, and I'm making them think too much right now. So we'll see what we can do. We're going to take what they give us, and if we can pick them down the field, we will. If we can throw one deep, we'll throw one deep. We've definitely done that. We want people to know that we'll throw it deep, and we'll take chances right there. It's going to pay off for us at the end. But running game 2, you know, Wesley Cawthorn broke a run. You know, first touchdown for Bacon County Red Raider in this stadium, so that's big, you know, applause for Wesley Cawthorn. So that was huge. I got excited when he did that too, but we just got to score, man. We got to get this offense. I think the defense is going to play pretty dang well. They have the whole year, but when you leave them out there too long, you just get fatigued. And we live by this motto too: fatigue will make you a coward, and we don't want to be fatigued. We want to make the other team fatigued. So we're going to stay after them in that way.
Well, again, I encourage all our Raider Nation to be out there. Again, the theme was Friday Night Raider Family, or We're Family. We want to be out there and support these boys 100%, the band and cheerleaders as well, and give them all we can from the stands. Again, the student section, we hope that y'all show up in force like you did last week, because I'm telling you, it makes a huge difference to these boys. The 12th man in the stadium there for these boys. So if you can, be there in force Friday night. Coach, good luck Friday night. We'll be out there. We're going to be rooting on. And again, we want to thank Miles Auto Sales and Bennett and Johnson for making this possible, having the coaches show. And we will be back next Monday. See you next week.